Hi everyone, and welcome to my first YouTube video ever. We're going to be doing a fun flow to crow pose practice. Take a comfortable seat on your mat and close your eyes. Notice the air move in and out of your nostrils. Notice how you've arrived on your mat today, mentally, emotionally, and physically. Are there areas of tension? And don't judge anything here, just notice. And maybe breathe into those areas a little bit more. Take a deep breath in. Notice the air moving into the belly, the ribs, the chest. As you exhale, feel the air emptying from the chest, the ribs, the belly. Continue to follow your breath here. Lower your head to your hands. Connect with what brought you onto your mat today. Set an intention for your practice. Maybe that's just to be in the moment for every pose. Take the deepest breath that you've taken all day. Bring your hands to your knees. Open your eyes. And we'll begin lying on our backs on the mat. Draw your knees into your chest. You can use your hands to squeeze your knees into the chest. Then let your knees come away from your chest, hands on your knees, and begin to move them in circles in one direction. Opening out, drawing back together. Just warming up the hips here. Lubricating the joints. And switch direction if you haven't already. Opening out to the side and then drawing your knees back together. Come back to center. Place the soles of your feet onto the mat. Draw your right knee into your chest. Keep your left knee bent, or you can straighten that leg along the mat. Continue to flex your left foot. Turn the toes towards the ceiling. Try to draw your right knee in towards your right armpit. If it's available to you today, grab the sole of the right foot with the right hand. Right arm is on the inside of the right leg. The sole of the right foot points towards the ceiling, and draw that foot down with the hand. Half happy baby pose. Continue to keep your left foot active. Release your right foot. Step that sole of the right foot back onto the mat. Bring your left knee into your chest. Feel it out on this side. It might feel a little bit different. Again, if you feel like you can or want to extend your right leg, you can extend that leg along the mat. Keep the right foot flexed. Make sure the toes are pointing towards the ceiling on the right foot. Draw your left knee into your chest towards your left armpit. And again, if it's available to you, grab the outer edge of the left foot. Draw the left foot down, bring the knee towards the left armpit. Half happy baby pose on the other side. Breathe into any sensations that you're feeling here. If it feels too intense, just come out of it. Release left foot, step that foot onto the mat. Step your right foot onto the mat, knees are bent. Extend your arms up, palms are facing the ceiling. Draw your knees in towards your chest and onto your triceps, squeezing the knees into the triceps. Begin to do crow crunches here. As you crunch up, hands come towards the ceiling, knees come towards your triceps. Continue for a few more rounds. Inhale, crunch up. Exhale, release back down. Inhale, crunch up. Exhale, down. On your last crunch, hold it and squeeze your knees into your triceps into your knees. Holding for a few more seconds here. And release back down, soles of the feet onto the mat, arms by your sides. Grab behind your thighs, and we'll roll up into our tabletop. Take 1 or 2 rolls, massaging out the back here. Come up into tabletop position. You want your hands under your shoulders, fingers spread wide. Wrist creases parallel to the front of the mat. Knees under hips, tuck the toes. Begin to move into your cat-cows. Inhale, lift the hips, lift the chest, drop the belly, cow pose. Exhale, round the back, look towards your belly button, cat pose. Inhale, lift into cow pose. Exhale, round into cat pose. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. Start to make circles. Shift towards the right. Bring your hips towards your heels. And come up towards the left. Continue to connect movement with breath. Exhale as you move back towards the heels. Inhale as you come forward. And then switch direction. Shift towards the left. Hips to heels. Come up towards the right. Take whatever movement feels great for you today. And then come back to center. Fix anything going on with your clothes like I did. From here, move your knees as wide as your mat and sit back into a wide-legged child's pose. Forehead to the mat, arms extended. Take some deep breaths here. Coming back to what brought you to your mat today. Coming back to your intention for this practice. Continue to breathe deeply here, in and out through your nose. Come back up to tabletop position. Move your knees back 2 to 3 inches. Then lift your hips up and back to downward facing dog. Your first downward facing dog of the practice, pedal it out. Bend your knees, lift your hips up a little further, and then drop the heels down again. Finding a bit of movement, maybe move your hips from side to side, just settling into this first downward dog of the practice. Inhale, lift your right leg up and back. Exhale, draw the knee into the chest. Step the right foot forward, front knee is over front ankle. Squeeze the legs into midline, fire up the back leg. Come up into Alanasana, Crescent Lunge pose. Open up into Warrior 2. Align the front heel with the arch of the back foot. Arms are shoulder height, spread the fingers wide and look over your right fingers. Inhale. Exhale, reverse warrior. Right arm comes up overhead. Lean back. The back hand is on the back thigh or shin, or it's behind your back. Move into side angle pose. Right forearm on the right thigh. Open up towards the left side. Sweep the left arm overhead. Upper arm by the ear. My left arm could actually be straighter here. You can come into half bind or full bind, whatever is in your practice. Straighten the front leg. Bring the right hand on the mat on the outside of the right shin. Left hand is on the left hip. Open up towards the left. Stack the shoulders. Move the right hand under the right shoulder. Extend the left hand towards the ceiling and look up if that feels okay on the neck. Press into the big toe mound of the right foot and lift the arch of the back foot. Come into low lunge, back heel lifted. Step back to plank pose, knees are lowered or lifted. Shift forward, exhale, lower down chaturanga. Inhale into cobra pose, upward facing dog. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a couple deep breaths here in downward dog. Fingers spread wide. Press into the forefinger and thumb side of the hands. Breathe deeply. Inhale, lift the left leg up and back. Exhale, draw the knee to the chest. Step that foot forward between the hands. Make sure your left knee is over your left ankle. Fire up through the back leg. Squeeze the legs into midline with a stable foundation. Come up into Crescent Lunge. Fingers spread wide. Actively reach towards the ceiling. Open up into Warrior Two. Again, aligning the front heel with the back arch. Arms are shoulder height. My arms can actually be a little bit higher here. Reverse Warrior. The back hand can be on the back leg or behind your back. Then bring your left forearm onto your left thigh, sweeping the right arm up and overhead. Side angle pose. Your left fingers can come down towards the mat, or you can come into half bind or full bind here, whatever is in your practice. Continue to breathe deeply here. Bring your left hand onto the outside of the left leg. Straightening the front leg, walk your left hand back so it's underneath your shoulders. Stack the shoulders. Bring the right arm up and overhead. Reach towards ceiling. Triangle pose. Squeeze the legs together for stability. Breathe here. Come down into low lunge. Lift the back heel. Step back into plank pose. Inhale here. Exhale, shift forward, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale into upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, hips up and back. Downward facing dog. And pedal it out here. Fingers are spread wide. Take a few deep breaths. Feel the effects of that flow on your body, your energy. Inhale, bend the knees and look forward. Exhale, step or jump forward into forward fold at the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Make sure your feet are hip width apart. You can grab the opposite elbow, swing from side to side to release the lower back. You can nod your head yes or shake your head no. Just releasing through the neck as well. And come back to center. And breathe deeply here. Plant the hands underneath your shoulders. Begin to heel toe your feet out so that your feet are on the edges of your mat. Turn them out at a 45-degree angle, and then sit your hips down between your shins. Bring your hands to heart center. Your elbows are at your knees. Squeeze into your elbows with your knees. Press out with your elbows into your knees so there's resistance both ways. Reach through the crown of your head and lengthen through the tailbone, really stretching out through spine here. Place your hands onto the mat slightly wider than shoulder width. Spread your fingers wide. Lift your hips up. Keep your elbows bent. Squeeze them in towards each other. Lean forward. Bring the knees onto your triceps as close to the armpits as possible. Draw your lower belly strongly in like we did in crow crunches. Round the upper back and press away from the floor. Maybe one foot comes up, maybe both. Gaze at the floor ahead of you. Crow pose practice. I'm shaking here as you can see. Release and maybe shake out the hips a little bit. And then we'll repeat. Place your hands onto the mat slightly wider than your shoulders. Spread the fingers wide. Lift your hips up. Keep your elbows bent and squeeze them in towards each other. Bring the knees into your arms as far up the triceps as you can get them, as close to the armpit as you can get them. Shifting the weight forward into your hands. Maybe one foot lifts, maybe the other foot lifts. Just practicing here, just playing here. And release back down. Come back into your wide-legged squat, Malasana. Feet are mat width apart. Your feet are out at a 45-degree angle. If the heels don't touch the floor, you can place a rolled up blanket or a mat under your heels. From here, come to a seat on your mat. And then we'll come to lie back on our mats. Bring the soles of the feet close to your bum, hip width apart. Arms are by your sides, palms facing down. Press into the soles of the feet to lift the hips. Lengthen your tailbone. Make sure that your knees are hip width apart. Your ankles are underneath the knees. You can walk your shoulder blades under your chest. And then clasp the hands under your tailbone to open up further through the chest. Chest towards chin, chin towards ceiling, bridge pose. Release the hands, drop the hips back down. Take a moment here just to notice the sensations before we do one more bridge pose. Set up for bridge again. Press into the feet. Lift the hips. Lengthen the tailbone. You can bring the shoulder blades under your chest and clasp the hands. Maybe the other thumb is on top this time. And continue to breathe. Release the hands, release the hips back onto the mat. Pick up the right knee, place the right ankle onto your left thigh, close to the knee. Draw the right knee away from you. Then bring the left knee in towards the chest. You can grab behind the left thigh, or you can grab the left shin. Thread the needle pose. Keep both feet flexed. Actively draw the right knee away from you. From here, release your left leg. Cross the right leg all the way over. Place the left sole of the foot onto the ground, and then let the legs fall towards the left. Arms can be out on the floor at shoulder height. Look over your right shoulder if that feels okay on the neck. Supine twist. Breathing into the twist in your belly. And then come back to center, uncross the legs. Soles of the feet on the mat. Draw the left knee into your chest for a moment. Cross the left ankle over the right thigh, close to the knee. Press the left knee away from you. Flex the feet. As you draw the right leg into your chest, you can grab behind the right thigh or the right shin. Set the needle pose on the other side. Continue to actively draw the left knee away from you here. Continue to breathe deeply here. Release the right foot back onto the mat, cross the left leg all the way over, and then drop your legs towards the right. Coming into a twist on the other side, arms are shoulder height. Look over your left shoulder. You can use your right hand to bring the knees down towards the floor a little bit more, but there's no straining, no pulling, just wherever your body wants to go today. And come back to center. Draw the knees into the chest. Give them a good squeeze. Lift your forehead to your knees. Rock from side to side to massage the lower back. Spread your hands through your legs. Grab the outer edges of both feet. Soles of the feet face the ceiling. Happy baby pose. Actively drawing down on the feet. Try to get your shins perpendicular to the mat. You can even straighten the legs here. Whatever feels nice in your body. Release the feet. Extend your legs along the mat. Your arms are by your sides. Close your eyes. Let the feet fall open. The palms face the ceiling. Relax the fingers. Relax the forehead. Relax any tension in the face around your eyes. and in your jaw. Yoga is not about the pose, and it's not about being perfect. It's about showing up for yourself exactly as you are today, recognizing that you're totally and completely whole and perfect as you are today. Release into your mat here. Let it all go. Begin to take deeper breaths. Begin to wiggle your fingers, your toes. Rock the feet from side to side. Roll the wrists. Rock the head from side to side. Come into a full body stretch. Stretch arms overhead. Reach through the toes. Draw the knees in towards your chest and roll onto your right side. Use your right upper arm as a pillow. Use your left hand to press yourself up back into a comfortable seated position. Keep your eyes closed or keep them low. Bring hands to heart center. Drop your chin to your chest. Honor yourself for taking this practice today, for showing up on your mat, to play, to explore. Thank you so much for letting me guide you through your practice today. It's truly an honor. And thank you for taking the time out of your day to try out my first YouTube video ever. Looking forward to making many more for you. The light in me honors and recognizes the light in you. Namaste.